can we go ahead and give another one out for the conspiracy theorists? Because it seems like every time that people are saying, yo, there's a political thing going on pertaining to feminism being pushed in gaming, the left are pushing out Gamergate to get the right-leaning people or even the neutral people out of gaming because they want to push their feminist leftist agenda instead, like, actually making a good game. They are just making games just to spite people, and people really thought that it was just mainstream media, but no, it's actually just going on in all forms of media as well. You guys know from like Neil Cuckman's The Last of Us series, where they literally, with The Last of Us 2, they killed off the main male character that everyone loved and then pushed Abby, a character that a lot of people didn't really like. And then, the whole a bigot sandwich and all that other crap, yeah, that kind of thing that they say, oh, it's just a story, it doesn't mean anything. Like, no. Turns out the USAID that literally just got quote unquote disbanded was funding journalist sites and was funding games like The Last of Us in order to like push out some narrative driven games that people didn't really like, because The Last of Us Part 2, the fan base is pretty much half and half, right? So what's it say? Politico took $8 million in USAID taxpayer money while attacking Gamergate and pushing anti-gamer narrative. Trump admin just cut them off. It turns out that Politico, the left-leaning news outlet that has long smeared the Gamergate and the gaming community, was receiving millions in taxpayer dollars. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, if I'm saying that right, announced Wednesday that the outlet would no longer receive federal funding after revelations that it took more than $8 million through USAID and other government contracts. Now, see, some people who talk about fascist, but then this is actually a fascist policy right here. The merger between government and corporation, right? You really had the freaking government funding these freaking news outlets to try to push the narrative that nothing is wrong here, nothing is happening, people are just overstepping it. No, this is actually a fascist policy right here. This funding bombshell was highlighted by ex-user Arnell Sedayan. What do these people come up with these damn names? Who pointed out that Politico has published multiple articles related to Gamergate, consistently framing it as a disinformation and harassment campaign while pushing narratives about diversity in gaming. A search for Gamergate on Politico returns 22 different articles. And listen, okay, you will hear some leftists say diversity is not a bad thing. Then why do they have to push it? Why can't they just make original, actual good, well-written female characters or black characters? Because back then, during the early 2000s, and hell, even the late 2000s, black characters was not written terribly like they do right now. They're not written as weak. They're not written as, oh, they're freaking crazy people who just care about killing. Like, no. Back then, like, you guys remember Resident Evil 5, right? You had Sheva Elmore, a black female co-lead in Resident Evil 5. She was written very well. Yeah, she was scared, and she went through the mission to the end with Chris Redfield. And she was a good character. She was attractive. She wasn't fat. And she was doing everything she can to make sure that Chris can help his friend Jill Valentine, even if it means her own life. But nowadays, you have some female developers who don't know how to write a female character. They just know how to write a toxic ass woman that thinks she's strong. That's not a strong woman. That's an insufferable woman right there that these developers, these female developers, and Neil Cuckman as well, are writing. The revelation raises serious questions about whether taxpayer money was used to promote a political agenda while within gaming journalism. Yes, actually. People have wondered if taxpayer dollars were used to promote wokeness in video games, and the answer is yes. USAID said paid political millions per year to white pieces like this one, which promotes diversity and describes Gamergate as disinformation and harassment campaign. During Wednesday's White House press briefing, Levitt confirmed that Politico's taxpayer funding is being terminated immediately. Good. Actually have these journalists actually do some actual journalism. Actually have these freaking game developers actually write good characters. Stop paying them to write trash ass characters. The DOGE team, short for the Department of Government Efficiency, is led by Elon Musk and has been tasked with eliminating wasteful spending in federal contracts. Good. Stop wasting money. This is why eggs are like almost $10 fucking dollars. They need to stop this bullshit. Stop giving away money and thinking it's just, everything's gonna be fine if we just give taxpayer money to all these freaking news outlets and ship them overseas while people here in the United States are struggling. Stop this bullshit. It looks like billions of dollars have been stolen at USAID and other agencies, with much of it going to the fake news media as a payoff for creating favorable stories about the Democrats, Trump said. The left-wing outlet Politico appears to have received $8 million. Did the New York Times receive money? Yes, they most likely did. Who else did? Most likely you already know CNN. This could be the biggest scandal This could be the biggest scandal of them all. Perhaps the biggest in history. The Democrats can't hide from this one. It's too big, too dirty. For years, Politico has assigned itself with activist gaming journalists who push woke narratives under the guise of combating toxicity. Their extensive coverage of Gamergate framed gamers as reactionary extremists rather than addressing the legitimate concerns about media corporation that sparked the controversy in the first place. Yeah, you guys know, like, if you want attractive female characters in gaming that's actually written really well that even men can get behind. Yeah, apparently if you want that, you are a white ring extremist, you are a misogynist, you are a hater of all women, you hate women, and you only want women to be your sex objects, to something to jack off to. Like, no. There's a reason why Ninja Gaiden 2 still has its, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, it still has its attractive female characters that people can get behind. Why? Because they're written well, and they are attractive characters. They're not fat slobs like, what PlayStation sent out with Concord. Many of these narratives were driven by the same journalists who sought to brand gaming as a progressive battleground. No, fuck you. This is why the indie market and the double A market is increasing more than the triple A market, right? Because you have people who work in the double A gaming sphere and the indie gaming sphere that is not going to be going with this political BS and just make their own games. And some of them do way more better than the AAA games. Like you guys know this game right here, the game Me Side, that Yandere simulator that was made by two Russians. Yeah, that game is a smash success. Why? It was well written. It has good characters. You got a crazy ass female character in it. But still, people was like, you know what? I can change the thing. Yeah, I mean, they got personal issues right there. But the game is still well beloved because the fact that it has a well written character and a well written story. Yeah, I still got to play it. Yeah, I bought it, but I still got to play it. Politico's financial ties to the government now raise concerns about whether these narratives were shaped, at least in part, by taxpayer-funded incentives. Politico is alone in taking taxpayer money, according to USAspending.gov. Other media outlets receiving government funds include the Associated Press, not surprising, Reuters, $3.1 million, not surprising, and the New York Times, also not surprising. These revelations come at the time when Musk and the Trump administration are aggressively slashing wasteful federal spending. Levitt made the taxpayer money should not be funding media outlets that serve political interests rather than the public good. Again, that's more communistic right there. You see, yeah, this is the character that they pushed for Concord, and the game got shut down in less than 2 weeks. Politico's week has been turbulent. Just days before the funding scandal broke, Semaphore reported that the company had missed its latest payroll run, though it later claimed the issue was resolved. Now, with the loss of $8 million in federal funding, the outlet faces an uncertain future. Close them down. As for the gaming world, this revelation confirms that what many suspected all along. Yeah, the conspiracy theorist was right again. Mainstream outlets pushing woke narratives were often backed by the very institutions gamers sought to challenge. The days of taxpayer-funded media propaganda and gaming may finally be coming to an end. Well, not really. This is just the beginning. So, yeah. You wonder why gaming has been, from the AAA gaming side, has been completely crappy the past couple of years? It's because the freaking government has been paying these freaking outlets to push. There's nothing wrong with this game. You guys are just haters. You guys are just misogynistic. You guys just want to jack off to a video game character, like, you know, things like that people just take very out of proportion. Like, there's a reason why Lara Croft was more beloved back then during the early 2000s, but now with the Netflix special, she's not beloved now. Because of the fact that they don't know how, these individuals do not know how to write a female character. I could write, me being a guy, I could write a better female character than these guys, which I'm actually trying to do right now. But the fact that they don't realize that their own farts stink. They don't realize that their own farts stink. Their own writing is completely trash. And they blame you for saying, oh, my game didn't do so well because people are just hating on it because it's not an attractive character. No, you guys just don't know how to write characters, how to write female characters. You guys don't know how to write black characters. Maybe South of Midnight may be a different story, because I'm actually interested in playing that game. But until then, yeah, these guys keep on getting exposed. It's only been a month since Trump got in office, and him and Elon Musk are already exposing where most of our taxes are going. They're not going towards, you know, the organizations that you guys think is going. They're going to, like, other bullshit. But who knows, man? This is just part one of trying to cut these guys out of the picture and actually enjoy gaming again and actually have some good written characters. But who knows what's actually going to happen. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.